Thank you. We request everyone to remain standing as we observe a moment of silence to remember our 161 martyrs who have self-immolated for Tibet. Thank you. Now I would like to request Venerable Geshe Kungkyanlag to lead us into prayer.
Durdak Geshe Kungkyanlag Gendube Nambe Ute Ne Malam Ujushubi.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Next, the opening remarks for the event will be delivered by co-chairs of the planning committee of today's event. First, I would like to call upon the stage Member of Parliament, Central Tibetan Administration, Chanchasong Pemala.
Geshe-la ya thochena shwayi zerim sumba teringi pedo tosem yamgi gi shige chewe legi gi kuri chojo ne cha ari chitu Chanchasong Pemala ne India to pedom nangyu.
And good morning. Thank you all for coming today to Rally for Tibet. I am honored to welcome our speakers, in particular our non-Tibetan friends who have taken the time to join us as a gesture of their solidarity with the Tibetan people. I want to thank each of them for their support, time, and participation in this North America 2017 Tibet campaign. Thank you, Honorable Pandey Sigyon, Dr. Lobsang Sengye, first elected Tibetan President. Thank you, Honorable Pandey Cholchu Khenpo Sonam Tembe, Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile. Thank you, Professor Rajmohan Gandhi ji and Usha ji. Thank you, our Chinese friend, Mr. Tang Guangtang. Thank you, Representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Mr. Pemba Tsering. Thank you, my colleague, Mr. Lobga Rangzen, Member of Tibetan Parliament in Exile. Also, I want to acknowledge and thank our former North America Tibetan His Holiness Representative, Mr. Pemba Tsering, for his support and help in organizing this North America 2017 Tibet campaign. I am grateful for this opportunity to speak to you on this very special day. Today is an auspicious day in Tibetan history, one forever marked by the recognition of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's pursuit of human rights and non-violence with the award of Nobel Peace Prize. Today is also an International Human Rights Day, which highlights the dire human rights violations in Tibet. After Syria, Tibet remains the second most oppressed country in the world. We are all fortunate to gather in a democratic country where we can speak out and rally for Tibet. This amazing gathering gives me great hope for the future, hope for Tibet. I want to share my thoughts about that hope. Over the past 60 years, His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama and hope of the Tibetan people has given us the strength and courage to carry on the Tibetan struggle. His Holiness has provided us with vision, and hope has kept the Tibetan cause alive. Tibetans have been resilient, and our spirits remain strong. We have been an example for the world in our fight for justice and truth through non-violence. Tibetans inside Tibet do not have basic human rights, such as the freedom of religion. Tibetan culture and tradition is under attack, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama is prevented from returning to our homeland. The Tibetans living in Tibet under the oppression of China demonstrate determination and strength. That is our hope. They are our inspiration and the driving force, but they also rely on us to raise awareness of the Tibet issues. We are their voice and their hope. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Tibetan elders have laid the foundation of strength and perseverance built on faith that a day will come when the Tibet issue will be resolved. Their faith is our hope. This hope is on the basis of an approach that takes into consideration the interest of both the Tibetan and the Chinese people. Notwithstanding the Tibet's distinct past history, we Tibetans are seeking genuine autonomy from China for a mutually beneficial solution. His Holiness and the Tibetan leadership have been making continued efforts for negotiations towards such a solution. However, there has been no Sino-Tibet Tibetan dialogue since 2010. In exile, due to the grace of His Holiness, we have built a firm foundation for the preservation and promotion of the Tibetan culture identity as we imbibe the best of the modern culture. Tibetan youth continually demonstrate their competence to the world. They are organized, inspired, and very actively working to resolve the Tibetan crisis. Like their elders, they too are very concerned about the threat of the loss of our culture and traditions. We are invigorated by their energy and their strength. They are our pride and hope for the future. We have allies in this struggle. People of the United States, Canada, and India, along with many countries, have been our strongest allies. They have stood by us and shown their solidarity with Tibet. This is due to His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 60 years of tireless work, traveling around, with folded hands around the world to seek support for the Tibetan issues through his message of non-violence and peace. We have gained worldwide attention, leading to genuine support, passion, and friendship in every corner of the planet. We have now reached a critical time in the struggle for the Tibetan cause. As we push forward, we must embrace and draw from each other's strengths. The unity of all Tibetans and our allies is more vital now than ever before. Only by standing together as one, with the passions and commitments of all of us, will bring about real and lasting change. His Holiness devolved his authority over the Tibetan governance to the elected political leadership and empowered the Tibetan people with democratic rule. He has also challenged us to exercise our democratic rights responsibly. As a people, we have the ability to employ those rights in pursuit of a resolution of our Tibetan struggle. We do so not only for any one region, but for Tibet. We live in a time of remarkable change. After many years in exile, it may be tempting to despair that we will never see a resolution to the question of Tibet. However, I encourage you all to have faith and to remember how quickly our world can change. The Berlin Wall, that great symbol of oppression and division, collapsed and fell in a matter of days without a shot being fired. South Africa, a nation whose people long suffered under the oppression of apartheid, saw Nelson Mandela released from prison and sworn in as the democratically elected president in a matter of few years. Advances in technology now unite the world with instant communications. Think of all the things that seemed impossible just a few years ago, but are now commonplace. Today's technology has enhanced the success of the remarkable elections that take place among all Tibetans in the diaspora throughout the world. We elect our president and members of our parliament, which convenes twice a year to discuss Tibetan issues. I am proud to represent you as one of those elected representatives. We have a huge international democracy functioning among those of us in exile. It shows how unified exiled Tibetans are and demonstrates our firm commitment to the principle of democracy. Mere faith and hope will not be enough. We Tibetans should redouble our action. As the pace of change in the world quickens, we now have the opportunity to forge a future in which the Tibetan people can live in harmony, peace within our homeland. The assumption of a second term of office by Chinese leader Xi Jinping is an opportunity to revisit the Tibetan issue. President Xi has made clear that he considers himself a transformational figure, leading China and his party into a new era. His Chinese dream will not be fulfilled without addressing the Tibetan issue. What better way to demonstrate his transformational role than by ending the persecution of the Tibetan people and opening up the dialogue with His Holiness the Dalai Lama? If President Xi expects to call himself an agent of change and aspires to have a harmonious and stable China, he must be willing to accept a truly autonomous Tibet. We implore China to embrace His Holiness the Dalai Lama's principle of non-violence, which is the most effective means of resolving the Tibet issue. Resuming dialogue, embracing peace, and working out a lasting solution is a win-win for both China and the Tibetan people. India is an example, a country that was under British rule for 200 years, but now is rejuvenated and an ancient Indian culture is thriving. We have Professor Raj Mohan Gandhi ji here in our audience to attest to India's non-violence movement led by his grandfather, the great Mahatma Gandhi ji. We must engage in the struggle of Tibet with unity and opportunity. Our collaboration with our allies is an important opportunity in resolving the Tibet issue. We Tibetans are not destined to be exiled forever. This long struggle will end, and the question of Tibet must be resolved. We must remind China that stakes are high and that the Tibetan voices of the Tibetan people cannot be silenced. I have hope that that day will come soon. I have hope that His Holiness the Dalai Lama will be able to return to Tibet. I have hope that the Tibetan people will once again be made whole. We must never cease fighting for our cause. Let us come together to fulfill the hopes and aspirations of 6 million Tibetans, over 156 self-emulators, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama's wishes. Thank you. Victory to Tibet! Pyogyalo!
Thank you, Pamela. Now I would like to call upon the stage Lobga Rangzen, the coach.
Pamela toche na shua ye zirim shiba chang ari jidu Lobga Rangzen la cho ne tering nimu gi bedom nangyu.
Teri geji domi topdan nimu da dun betone beden dongsen nyanje gi legu tolia chiju jambe upimi dizu gi benden sijon cho bemiwa jidim henzo gi benden sozu cho dangana shi Rajmon Gandhi cho re jana ki manzu tenyewa ten gongchen changari guzab tengang ki gongwe 모두 드릴라 다는 신기 될야 패배 샤라지베 페르빈다 용리야 예 자자섬에 점지 쉬었다 뒤즈기 gem베레 내당기 gem베기 예 뒤즈 먹고 쉬고면 될야 단다 추즈 죽지스를 양어서 장자디 죽지고요래 디선상에 단다 닌두지 마시초부지스지 쉬어이 대리 게지 도미 톱당세체 라베캅야 게지 춘용리야 게지 춘용리야 랑젠 소소 랑젠 인게 롱바 두즈 나로리야 아니 테니 도미 톱당세체 쿠란즈기 숭지체체 가가토토체체 미망기 딘데기네 단치 요리 임비유네 nganso pebas cheche labe kabya sosolia lumba mebak sonsa janagi pedi thakbe chinji cheche tanda padoliya ta lo thuji yemeji ki nanglo ya bena ya jana shunki domi thopdan sime do re ta che nganso lumbe nanglo ya ta tane chalia nyawa miyulia lebe ki nedan ji cha yore sonsa tering nganso delia zongba ya di yimbine namshi dinde thangmu re de yimbine nganso delia zongba ya di bena nanglo ya domi thopdan mindus Bernal ya maje ramindo, Bernal ya chede ramindo seche, nga zungane jana shung ya taji do ngogi, nambe toni ya teri de zomde wa cha deore. Dindigal ya tange tanda shue di, tanda shue ne shire, dorduji kandu du jinge shue chigi. Sonsa Bernal ya domi topdan mindo seche nga zu labe kab ya chede rameba, shizegi domi topdan meba. Tande chal ya Bernal ya ngaranche ki sharachibe piripinda so. Chapsi Zembeki Nedan Chashabina, Koranzo, Ni Chubin, Tsema, Chubin, Nima Chuche. Zungan Alolia, Ache, Wutuche, Soso Jimba Soso Tunche, Mizike de Yore, Bernalolia. Dindeshiki Kangetan, Zaraki Nedanchi, Bernalolia, Derecha de Yore Seche, Yetarit and the Kogodi Guni, Samalolia, Tingushi, Dinde Devachons. Did the Devatone, Tamanzung and the Bernalolia, Jana Shunki Domi, Totan, taking Mendoz Seche, Labe Kavia. 다 변형을 야 단답어도 말한서 성맥이 킹기리 말한서 야 샤라직베 베르빈다 예제바오 보면 야다 주주 예매지기 딱 꿀리 메세단제 소소자제 꿀리 메세단에 토네 다 배제급도 배미리 기체도 야랍싱기 려다 나다 나 시바차디오리 딘디갈이야 쿠란 중에네 단답어도 야 려다 랍싱기 려다 데네 진나베 갑야 쿠란 쪽이 레와디 카레스라비나 쿠란 쪽이 레와다 멜람디 Ngaranse Laname Uti Chino Consum Pelia Tendeshuata, Pelia Rawan Guyose, Consumene, Berda did drop a ton at Tanda, Garsore, Jana Shungia Tongle Chedeore. Jana Shungine Tamdra, Kanyar, Tandechi, Yumila Matebeki, Consumene, Pernal Yubangaranse Sharaji, Peripinda Soki, Tandava to Jana Shungia Tongle Cheche, Go Magurwa Cheche, Koranzun Tapse di Junjon Chedeore. Koran 중에는 소수기 자체 소려 단체 랍친기 려단 데지 나베캅야 배 제가도 배미리 기체도야 랍친기 려단 데지 나베캅야 콘저기 이체다 콘저기 레워쳐서디 전제 라왕벌야 용행 어떻게 차대요 손상에 남 준도는 슈데기요 나란서 라왕벌야 용행초 배능로리에 비미적인 건설이야 이제다 레워치기요래 손상 콘저기 이제다 레워디 건중에네 남이야 추서 땅에 요 말에 먼저 배바지에 찬이야 샤자 루스네 배바지에 찬이야 나란서기 게 나한테 캐베토네 아니 지 거스고래 갑도 틀리야 지보면 봐 틀다 남버근도 나란서네 비미사이트기 짜는 돌이야 소소기 니버 ponche 아니 지 거스고래 좀제 텐트버지 제국으로라 나란서기 제제방 보면 코란서기 아니 지 거스고래 레와 Koransuki Kachamdi, Mazungan Drutuachi, Niavad Buguresumudu. Dindugalia, Pernalolia, Tangatanga Shudia, Dorduchi, the Chadayo, Tagana Shinki, the Pernalolia, the Kangi Digi Camping net and the Kulimisegi Netan de Shure. Sonsa, Tandangazu Dunia, Yebeki, Purgam Digeti, Maransu Gejipa, Pomose, Koransolia, Kachin Jetanda, Jana Shulia, Mazungan Tinguchi. Tandangazu Purgam Yedeva. 가르친게 어렸을라비는 나란츠기 제제파고 뭐 코란츠 친게요래 손상 자나 슝킹거네 자나 슝킹거네 단다파돌이야 겨울은 부치레 의비미 디졸이야 마녀 카요 체체 꿀리메세 땅에 디게디 마녀 카요 체체 에네 지 가서거 겨울은 부치다 의비미 디졸이야 코란츠거니야 근데 셰데기요래 디 함셰란 차데 요래 체체 네 데리 딩제 디주니야 세우슈고요 나란츠 베나로리아 꿀리메세 땅비기 내단디 Tandeki Nedan Degi, Gendi Sulioris Labin, Gendi Chaza, Jana Shungiore, Jana Shunking in the Pernalolia, Texing, Suchis, Zimbetone, Tangaransu Pernalolia, Yebe Coranso, 에네치 가르소고래 먼저 델리아 데리 좀체 배 게다 차르체 겜베 체체 조야기 먼저야 라완다 톱당 예번나 신디 배나라야 요마레 손자 배나라 예병아란츠 샤라지고 베르빈다 속에 아치 우투체 간제 에네치 쿠란솔야 라완 메바 손자 엔 쿠란송네 탄다 라칭기 르다 탄다 꿀리메세 타이기네다 데레 차데 요레체체 디슈아이 당은서 데레니 체체 먼저네 데링기 레규디 루저랑신기 레규지 차데요레 정 어리 나라리아 큐용네 시제체베 레규체체 미마 다 강마마 진념좀 기토안에 레규페아디 다 데리 당보도지 차데요레 손자 데링기 레규디 루저랑신기 레규 차데요레 먼저네 레규디기 규네 내된 숨직 소송은야 내된 숨직 쉬어야되어요 레규디기 규네 먼저네 당보디 자나 슝리아 달레세우치 자나 슝킹네 페데니 강에 마세비나 ngaransu pe mangingone namyan gogogi meseche terengi legu degi juni janashul yang ngone talen sewji chugu yoseche shuachik dire dide nyamtol ya teren legu de juni legu degi juni ngatsungone nyamde jaso da gejil yimbina tandaba de quran zungone ngatsoliya chik takap da thuliya sigi tonere chik quran zungone ya chik ta dongsem nyamje da de yoseche sugu yorde yimbine ngatsungone 레규 되기 주니 냠데 제서 쩨베기 게치 슝칼야 페데기 강에 토리아 크란즈메네 칸에 체크부 잠도 매바 락랭기 토는 건줄이야 동생 냠게 구구여 제제 원중원이야 베기 슈자 슈지 차데요레 데네 원중원의 레규 되기 주니 던전 숨바디 숨바디레 던전 개체시들이 던전 숨바디 카레스라베나 레규 되기 주니 나란스 베나로리에 나란스 샤라직베 베르빈다 솔야 원중원의 전제 라원은걸야 소소 도거체체 소소랑기 메시체돌야 톰데 매버체체 야오름부체기 칼업남번는 신기 나란즈 페바지 임베찬에 페미사이트그 짜돌야 게 요레체체 칼업남번는 신기 난성원이 데리델야마 던체 당델야 던체 게지 도미 톱다님을야 난성롱바 페나로야 도미 톱다 민두스체체 페나로리에베 나란츠기 라친기 레다나부 쿠란솔야 에네직 책감부sam도마에바 전저랑원 롱발야 용행 원증원에 에네 락랭기 토니 등기 토니 원증원이야 동sem년지 여세제 쉬어디르지 차데르 손자 네 데린단다 투즈레 에네 직내다레 딘데기 게베기 쉬어디 단다 벽에 나로야 딘데지 잠샤게 디다 냠돌이야 단다 지다네 투질리비기 직커스고레 레림지 여데버레 임비네 단다 산에기 초속기는 겨르 임비네 수성원에 데레데 고급디 주네 대미마 평에 차상로야 수수기 닝탁반데 투지지 주었다 안츠 셈슈 남야 차야 매대버지 셈슈 남야 차야 매대버지 안츠응에 가르슈드기였라베나 점블링 디나로야 벼박강 찔렘 팔라비나 투즈디네질이야 토비네 나란츠 그 벼벽이 탑저디 심본네 투야다 든지 제도야기 소설이야 청말로야 엔 딩스여다 빠바거레지제 데리디슈야 되고 중송 디다냠돌이야 데린델이야 니요야 나란츠 초바기도 파기 야조 할레베기 청부레 미마 청마 초다카 멍부치니 도데 멍부치 단체 페브레 포나바 청말로야 엔 수중에니 고고기기 주니 투체시지 슈야타 에네 데린델이야 예 도스테베 카비야 다다 셴게 멍부치 페데샤 프랑솔야 인게 나로야 니다 주제메고 손자 인게지 슈초고 치시지 슈야이 I want to say a few words to the younger generations that are here today, the young Tibetans that are here today. You have to ask yourself, in this freezing cold weather, what the heck are you doing here today? Then you'll find the answer for yourself. You are a Tibetan in body, soul, and heart. Your parents, your grandparents, they're all Tibetans. The reason why we are here today is because there are no human rights in Tibet. That's why on this International Human Rights Day, we are here to protest against the Chinese government for the human rights violation inside Tibet. That's why we're here today. And you are the future of Tibet and the Tibetan people. I take this opportunity to remind our younger generation that you are the future of Tibet and the Tibetan people. You are the future Sikhoms. You are the future Chitis. You are our future leaders. So please do not forget your responsibility for our country and our people. And I want to thank you all for coming here today, and not just today. Whenever Tibet needs us, I urge our younger generation to take the lead. Show your solidarity with Tibet in action. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Keep that in mind always. Thank you all. Thank you.
Professor Raj Mohan Gandhi Chowk,
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Tharnzila. Tibet and Tibetans have a very strong relation with India when we were an independent country. Today, it is home to more than 100,000 Tibetans, and it's where our spiritual leader, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, resides. It is a land where Gandhiji led an independence movement through non-violence and inspired movement of civil rights and freedom across the world. It is an honor for us to have a speaker, a historian, a biographer, one who believes in peace and reconciliation. Please welcome Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, Professor Raj Mohan Gandhi.
I convey the solidarity with the people of Tibet, of the people of India. I repeat that I am conveying to the people of Tibet the solidarity of the people of India. We stand here today in the name of Mahatma Gandhi, in the name of Nelson Mandela, in the name of Martin Luther King, and in the name of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. As a historian, I want to repeat that these four are brothers in arms, brothers in non-violent arms, brothers for justice, brothers for truth. So we stand in solidarity with their spirit, and I will say a word or two about His Holiness the Dalai Lama. But before I mention my respect for him and the way in which I honor him, I want to honor all of you. It is the people of Tibet, it's the people like you who are fighting for human rights in Tibet and fighting for human rights in the world who deserve our respect and our honor today. I had the privilege of meeting His Holiness in the year 1959 when he first escaped from Tibet. In that year I met him. I'm 1 month younger than His Holiness. I've met him several times since then. What is the story of his life? Escape and then embrace. He embraced the people of India embraced him. Then he embraced the world, and the world embraced him. Escape, embrace. The people of the United States embraced him. And then there is endurance. Week after week, month after month, year after year, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and all of you have shown endurance. And during this long spell of endurance, he has had high hopes, he has had bitter disappointments. You have had high hopes, you have had bitter disappointments. And now His Holiness the Dalai Lama is fighting away with faith, escape, embraced, endurance and faith. And he has now offered to the people of China and to the government of China a tremendous opportunity. As you know, China, India, Tibet have a common history. They may have a common destiny. China and India have a large footprint in the world today. They will have an even larger footprint in the world tomorrow. And who is the person who can help China in its relationship with the whole world? There is no one who can help China more in its relationship with the world than His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I invite the people of China, I invite the leadership of China, I invite President Xi to consider what a tremendous help the Dalai Lama and the people of Tibet can be to you in your effort to build a relationship with the world. His Holiness the Dalai Lama has adopted China. His Holiness the Dalai Lama says that Tibet is willing to be part of China. His Holiness the Dalai Lama has embraced China. I invite China to take advantages of this extraordinary personality and the extraordinary spirit of the people of Tibet to build a great relationship with the world. With His Holiness the Dalai Lama as its ambassador to the world, there is no limit to what China can do. Now the ball is not in the court of the Dalai Lama. The ball is not in the court of the people of Tibet. The ball is in the court of China. Will they take this opportunity to rebuild its relationship with His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the people of Tibet, and through that build a strong relationship with the world as a whole? My last point is about all of you. We honor His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We honor the wonderful leaders who are here of the people of Tibet, the elected leaders of the people of Tibet. But all of you, especially the young people, they are the crucial people now for the future of the world. And as far as this great question is concerned, the Dalai Lama's torch, he is forging ahead with it. All of us are forging ahead with him. We walk alongside him. But now, in the years to come, we look forward to what all of you who are gathered here, what you will continue to do in the spirit of the Dalai Lama, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Raj Mohan Gandhi. Tachina Xueyin, the DJ Lia, Mato Kunjo or Motor Xuedia, Susu, Chimdo Tabzo Lobjinang, Yanana, Nangmi Chargoto, Dukzub Chengi, Nubet, Terder Nane, Burs Termata, Kongi Legune, Zamlina, Geri. Genda Jemang Shelia, Semgu Tebiore, Geri Jimantoda, Tabzuba, Tran Contrang, 个是学业。
Thank you, Professor Rajmohan Gandhiji. A self-taught activist, he rose to prominence for helping to expose the harsh realities of China's family planning policies. His activism has inspired Chinese dissidents and campaigners around the world. Please welcome Chinese human rights activist, a human rights lawyer, sometimes they call him barefoot lawyer. We'd like to welcome Tang Kung Tang, and Kungala is going to translate.
，OK， 好的，各位朋友，大家早上好。今天呢，首先向达赖喇嘛尊者、圣雄甘地，还有马丁路德金以及曼德拉先生这4位和平使者致敬。
당부대야 진호 공스 겸구 첨부 초당 안단대야 등이 첨부 간디초 안단대 미리 나고 존지 만달라 안단단다 마디루 당킹 고나나부 상마 아니 시디 대변이 무슨상 아니 그지당 섬디 그뒤 최대 쇼구였어
谢谢这个议长、司政，还有北美的2位议员，以及北美所有藏人组织的邀请，我非常荣幸站在这儿跟大家一起参加这个活动。
今반대 세균 초당 아니 표현만 지리 초도초 다가난다기 장 어디 지리 남분이 그 의배 비미 용적이 더리 랭귀지 디토리아 연수나무 디리아 거딘 체스 쇼구였어
今天我站在这儿呢，是来非常正式的支持达赖喇嘛，支持藏人兄弟姐妹，争取我们的人权，争取我们的自由，争取我们追求幸福的最基本的权利。
特别我哋用一啲金融公司相关全部处理啊，要表学呢，佢密码嘅，让嘅专业拓展当，让嘅地基，让嘅라방专业嘅制度，교내에 yapıyor yöre 나부터야 건달이야 그런 들 대자는 있어.
谢谢。上次我在这儿给朋友们做交流的时候，那个时候就已经有132位藏人朋友赠给我，是非常的高兴。这几年下来，我今天又站在这儿，这个数字也非常好。
모친이 되니야 근데 된저라고 다 토리야 마데 잡조레 거리야 아니 그러나니 우리 메시나니 정보디 하여튼 예술하고야 네 뉴스 다 다리 대자도 대자의 거리야 그러나 우리 메시나니 정보디 아니 야도 한번 좀 봐도요 사람이 지라지 먹는다 생겨봐요 내가 찾아
一个信仰佛教的民族。 以慈悲为本，善念为怀，向来讲究扫地不伤蝼蚁命，爱惜飞蛾杀照灯的这样一个民族，被中共这个邪恶政权逼迫到这样一种程度。
아니 더 미리디 낭주리아 대화 시드천데 미리 지부 손상 레드는 가르쳐야리네 세미 시워다 잠시 시리샤는 지기 어들이 인데지기 미리 탑주들이야 양은 인지메베 야나 마비 숑이 독주 제들이야 하장 사백자고야 내가 기차요
你是多么的邪恶才能够这样？而且根据我的了解，当藏人有自焚的时候，中共竟然派这些国保警察去抢尸，用他们自己的话说叫消除性肺炎。中共以稳定压倒一切的名义，把正义、公平全部踩在脚下。
아니 변화리야 런루 메시지들이 준비거리야 아니 전화 중기 니도보다 대자 미래다지 타는 구부양 너밀이야 지주 맞에 내주도 통용배거리야 아니 단대 전화 마비 중기 근데기 양은 인지 매브제 삼산디 마주 세브슈 콘도우스 엘하바도 비미 라완 탑도다 비기 탑도리아 빈데기 담에시아디 시다기 세브교다 미수대리네 항상 고야 내가 차요.
那么许多年以来，达赖喇嘛一直在强调，不寻求西藏独立，不寻求把西藏从中国分割出去，只寻求真正的在宪法之下的自治。但是这样的话，中共一直置若罔闻，假装听不见。
아니 공식적으로 처음부터 비루스 로망거리는데야 아니 랑교조야 전달이야 오메랑 그 시주 경조나니 별 견안에 카테르메스 숨부여 되니 견안 중기 번에 마고 dom도 안 퇴네 마트 dom도 제니 내주 좀 찾아 제제 미만이야 찾아 증거했어
而且还通过封锁互联网，拒绝让中国人民了解 事实真相，了解达赖喇嘛真实的声音，他不仅自己假装听不见，还怕中国人民听见，这说明中共自己知道自己做的事情是不得人心的。
이니야 견안 중기 그뒤 이니야 아니 선주 탐자체야 아니 지속을 타격하 탐자 제니 공식적으로 처음부터 비미 오해 있는 그 드라카리 임디 견안 미만이야 고조고요 말이스 코란수 부디 나로리야 고조고요 말이스 이 고인은 뭐는 싱글의 삼제 안들도 담자다 고야 매를 특히 나도 등게有
而且还通过喉舌不断的宣传，丑化达赖喇嘛，丑化藏人，煽动民族仇恨，制造民族矛盾。
아니 디데기 담다 제브자 마이베 고란주 귤럼 용서 배주다니 아니 겨울음지다 비무초 배드 쉬우지기 시나사고 소야 엔 배배 탑주 어디 배드 아니 쉬우지기 만라지 대세 geb제 미리다 미리 바슬라리아 아니 중심 자야기 자주딘데 무투제 배드 비밀이스
中国的人权状况每天都在恶化。今天早上我看到有中国朋友在说人权日无人权。
아니 야나기 드미 탑단디 야나 교용 드미 탑단디 휴지 내당 탑교차대 참에 힘그레스 다라랑 고랑 그 저부지기 시도스 아니 야나리아 드미 탑단스 러베급리아 드미 탑단 큰 매디 세브 휴지 땡게 요레스
中共对藏人是这样，对其他民族是这样，对汉族，对任何一个中共认为他的专权有可能被影响的这样的人，都会不择手段的进行打压。那么，中国发生在2年半前的这个709打压就是非常明显的例子。
아니 야나기 그래서는 벽이 드미 탑단 도르담자 마이베 미리 신다기 드미 탑단 도르단 게 요리 야나 나로 미만수 드미 탑단 도르단 게 요리 제가 디데 제 요디 그뒤 있네 뭐는 저 급답 지야디 야나 좀 표시지 그래서
对于中国任何一个敢于仗义直言、敢于用行动来维护社会公正、协助他人维护自身权利的人，中共都会一律的打压。这就是中共专制政权挟持中国、绑架政府之后的一个严重后果。
아니 야나 슝기 미리 근데 지금 소수 탑단 전에 제비네 디 야나 슝기 다데 성원 결주 딜이야 년거 여비 통보이나 안디 쉬우지 년거 이제 거뒤 있는 겁다 안 거뒤 있는 당년 체약 특시의 생각이어레스
藏人一直以来的这种以和平争取方式争取自身人权的这种行动受到全世界的支持。那么，其实很多中国普通百姓也是非常非常支持，他们也在用各种各样的渠道发出自己的声音。
아니 베베 세미시에 탑주딜이야 점리 계지토네 잡조토도 도미레라 하고도 야나 미만 나로네 딜이야 잡조 진행디 망망 두고요레스
中共不等于中国，中国人民和我们藏人一样，也是被中共奴役的一群人。
아니 야나 세야디다 야나 공된 세야디니 베드카가레스 야나 공된기 야나 미마라야 아니 토단 매부다 도르던 게 요레스
中国一切问题的总根源就是这个共产专制制度，不改变这个问题，我们的人权就不会有保障。
아니 야나마비 세원 게르주디 교마친 바도 미리 참에 드미 탑단 탑주 지야딜이야 람산다가 너비트야데 카고레 선구여스
一个把他各一党之私利可以随意写进法律，可以随意写进宪法的一个政权，我们不要相信他的任何所谓法治的谎言。
아니 야나 흉기 내가 가르쳐비네 나로리아 팀도 팀부장의 요마레 제가 야나 흉기 근데의 제주 기업이 내래 딜이야 고고 정신 전부 요레스
所以我们各个受中共奴役的这些民族兄弟姐妹们要携起手来，为了改变中国这种专制状态，建立真正的民主宪政法治体制，携手努力。
아니 나라 상매 야나디 라와 요야다 아니 야나 망조 아니 팀도 팀바 라와 때문에 요야라 상매 념도 배전하고 도스
中共不仅奴役中国人民，对外界也是不断的渗透和影响。那么今天早上我在告诉朋友我来参加藏人的活动，那么我这个朋友刚刚放下电话，很快就收到中共驻纽约领事馆的电话。
다른 쇼게 코란 그 조부지리야 당고 카바 gebje nga thari de phebe lengui chembjiliya dongsi nyamja joyu dongsi nyamjil joyu se love ins di jeliya koran khawa shaje tande de new york yebe jana shungzo khangi koraniya kira koran nyamdo jone dig marda seje khawa tanje nushu cheshas daran rang nejuris
中共政权对于人类的文化文明这种普世价值的破坏是非常非常大的，所以我们今天如果不支持藏人争取人权，不支持被中共奴役的中国人支持人权，中共就会影响到我们的自由。
其实我让这特别主要米托当他最起亚当特别他最里呀夹脚马些比呢，加那米嘛给他最里夹脚马些比呢，俺加那兄可对那类长流起来的参照几个马的是。
所以我们从现在开始携起手来，改变共产专制政权在中国的肆虐。谢谢。
나라 상매 냠도 배준 체제 아니 자나기 세원 개주 교단 상물로리아 아니 라완토비아리아 냠도 배준 나라나스 토지체스
谢谢 Thank you Thank you everyone
Kushab Chankwan Shandia Tochena Shuayi Mune Chevena Tari Shigechev Leguti Nimdelia Kusha Rijaka Dosil Peggy Yobre Ine Konge Sosake the Kulesh Ten any Tarinde Jatuma Sunguto Ibenel Anzolia Dalish Nando Chidu Tari Dijegalia Kusha Pujo gets ring lane and Konge Dalena Badelma Sushanagi Sunguto.
Richard Gere, a long-time friend of Tibet and strong supporter of Tibet, was not able to be here today due to his family matters. But we have someone here who is also a well established in his own rights as a journalist and public speaker. We'd like to welcome current Vice President of the International Campaign for Tibet, Pujung Khyentse.
It's my privilege to read this message from Richard Gere, Chairman of the International Campaign for Tibet. Tashi Dilek, my dear Tibetan brothers and sisters, as I write to you today, we have just concluded a successful visit to Capitol Hill and our year-end meetings of the boards of directors from the United States and Europe. I'm sorry I cannot join your gathering in New York today, but would like to express my solidarity at this critical time in Tibetan history. Your rally is timely as the situation in Tibet is both dire and rapidly evolving. Following this recent visit to Washington, I can assure you there are many different people from many communities throughout the world who care deeply about Tibet and have come together in their work to do whatever they can to help address the situation. It is my great hope that our community can also come together to support one another and support Tibetans in Tibet. At a time that the world is filled with violence, hatred and division, let us be united in our non-violent struggle to fulfill the vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and honor the voices of Tibetans in Tibet. We at the International Campaign for Tibet remain committed to being proactive in our collective efforts throughout the world to not only support but resolve the Tibetan issue and bring about change in Tibet. In this light and in solidarity with you all today, let us all come together as one and be united as we do everything we can to help make the situation in Tibet better. Thank you all. Tashidele.
Kusha Pujanke Serena Yato China Shuayi, DJ Ya Pemima Chidu Chuzo Kitozo Campusunan Tibla, China, Kalosushan. Thank you.
Thank you, Bujunla, and we'd like to thank Richard Gere for all his support and continued support. Now we'd like to call up on the stage Speaker of the 16th Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Venerable Khenpo Dembela.
Today, New York, Nyamre Jato Gindando, Sean Ari, Nedeshangan, Peminam Hanzong Tone, Yijachi, Donsen Yam Shiji, Langu Tola, Chibjunankan, Paden Sijon Chodan, Tagana Yin, Panen Janagi, Mozo Topseba, Tangon Chida, Netagano Yingi. Shomari Kutup Denje Kalen Modutirella Shomari City Pema Shanze Tola Shomari City Chuyato Chapjik Teringaronzo Lenzam Shuyangi Nimundi Mise Waji Chadere Then the Tiri Juni Gitu Sinon Kota Shongan Chambu Chola Nobe Hidi Zenta Mbegi Shongan Chambu Choki Gono Judu ne zonde Pe Temba Chapsi Miri Chen Tendreki Tone Maranzo Pe Seade Anik Teson Zombili Tolaya Somaki Japshara Shetubia Jidan Some Yume Shosaki Tendreki Cheton Chemboji Ladewa Indi Tereki Kokom Dijene Suno Shonga Chemo Chola Kadin Jeden Shuyatan Chabji Junjuro Inaya Begi Miri Region de Jabala to Teve Zomitone and then Zabatine Jache Jin Jachela Jin Jimbo in the Shontovag of Sunday Melam Hiade Ketchambo Chaido Tedanyamdo Teregi Nemo de Nado Roami Todan Nimoji Chadere Tending Aronzo Tap Senjo Norola Pemi Bumji Dun Chinga Yan Tamjere Manzo Beripenda Moaji Penolo Hadere Kendreki Tone Tomar Jana Conten Mapu Peno Tenzir Don Tenzo Shebane Zonde Ane Pemi Bumni Lad Timi Jendes Toya Tenge Begi Loji Noro Le Shumanui Neji Nila Keja Chambo Shumere Tending another tin namio that Jeparka Viki Ned Chadere. They just done a Yije Ni Jaragoyatan Yije Ni Jarve Tone, Tapen Nolole, Junkan Pemi Namba Naya, Silo Jedon Goja Jaju Chadone Zonde Ane Silo Nedon Je Pechogasum the Yijachi Language, and it got no king, Silo Nedon go. Shindanim Big Tenya Yutadine. Silo Nidon Judi Shinda Juji Vitenia Yutadu Bardo Tandi Dizelata only Messe Tanke Jado Napio Shumere Konambaki Sino was a Shonga Chambocho, Beno Dende Yugoya, and the Tagano Yingi Pemila Rongoya, Tende Chadire. In a Jana Yungi, Benolola, Tezungi Sijide, 단다 요나요 저런 마동이 토네 아니 몬티네 아니 카티 롤리 메시지 땅게 있나요 전조 용도 아니 건설성을 좀 쳐오게 저기 시에게 여봤다부터 내가 너 힘게 자식이 토네 저기 시에게 여봤다부터인데 대시 자들 대시 로바 이나요 변노게 베미기 샘휴데 딘 남요 마자비 토네 하섬도 샘휴 이답데 문트네 내대와 차데데 마론 쪽에다 레와 쪼산다고 차데데 아니 마론 쪽 tenjola yanke 베미 세원 남대 용제다 베노게 베미기 모초바이 삼바타부터 코노바긴 딘초바이 삼바타비 토네 아니 마론 쪽에 자식이 토라 데리 랭긴데 ngozobe tone junjur peron haso majon pardon aron so muntine semkyu de netoge kechmorisene teji shweni daga na yinge pe nolo lata jami yonge nzinzo zenju shebige chiro tedong goja gojo gojine nidon judin senda gobige techonga pardo peme ton ngaton jami tujo renga chagido 대 너네 첩시 예매오 경쟁소 제조대 기동 조자 나도 많이 차고 오래 된 대소대 나도 무엇이다 본다 요조 차고 오래 이나요다 배 농기 내당데 자나 용기 토네 시도 질nom게 다자카리 아니 된데게 까동 휴체와 인데 완도 내지 뭐하지도 사부 시도 두고 말해 된데 된데게 토네 배 농기 뱀이 첩시 내당게 토네나야 니래긴도 자 다룬 도고 오래 아니 첩시 잼비 기내당 토네나 니래긴도 정보 모르 차고 오래 아니 로미 토동 기내당 토나이나요 니래긴도 도루 차고 오래 된데게 토네 아리자사 워싱턴 땡기시 비기 프리덤 하우스네 아니 슬로 니동 주딩 신다 동비 놀로라 로 자신 로미 토동 기 토라 현도 제때레 아니 대노는 제코카 겹제 나네 자나데 치 도시에 임바지도 아니 하버도 아니 종류 메리 배웠다고라 아니 대회장 냥가 체어와 사된 쉐어레 다가 노인게 냠데 자조게 로미 토동 현조 초중 하신 놀로라야 배농게 배미게 내당 토라 센조여와 하버도 게이 탑제 바트라히 온쇼레 아니 다가 노인게 두고 땡제 딜레 럼보지 대전 코르데돌라 센조 하종여와 된데게 토네 배농게 로미 토동게 내동메와 세보시네 사된 쉐어레 다가 노인게 최대 롱게 토리 휴바이나 실로 니동 딘네 존데 자나 용게 특기 용시 년대 셰쇼 도담게 소이지 짓땡레 된 노인게 다 자나 오네 공태마리 최켈는 거 말어 된데게 토니 나요 되게 출루고 토라 하버도 특기 용시 년대 셰쇼 기타 로 잔타 모보게 로지 예조 텔라 테커 돈진 셴네 간다 니도 딘네 존데 아니 소이 사드 때반이 존데 된 노인 로그야기 땀진한데 그래 내가 노인게 겐데 카노로라 신호관도 성근 좀 초기 코퍼레이션 시초고 말이야 디 도쇼라 체케 멜랭켄 아니 자나기 고티 최종 젠제 된데게 칼로레 로타스 나면도 간단 최종 젠 된데게 뭐 영켄 기타 자나기 고티 카기 코퍼레이션 시초야 네 내가 노인게 겐데 칼라 도돔 오연행 공선에 된데 서드 주네 간다 노로라 댕게 잡아 안에 대돌라 땅진 노야 안에 내가 노인게 현진 텔레비전 된데 야네 안에 자나 용게 섭시게 남루 대도 코돌라 때네 접다시야 된데 그 토네 최기 토레나요 휴 첨부 땅진 땅데 그래 내가 노기 땅만 처음엔 챙겨리 라룬 가르동 야천 체거 대종기 배노로라 다진기 돈보르 모셔 차대래 라룬 갔다분 참만다 다지 모보지 신비 땅야 아니 당한 노인기 다샤 아니 유샤 소마 torhi 땅네 된데게 랭긴 도덤 브라기마 창고래 꼭데디 제마테리 드라마 세티게 롱시 자이래 롱시 자이 디데 콘섬질라 자나 용기 코로 나타게 토네 donjori mato ronshi jajo marisne silola tende shere ta lochi gi jela 그런 게 샤텐데 가좀 통하래. 대인데 그런 로시 자기가 세보시는 가좀 시도 투여래. 그런 게 샤텐데는 간데 뒤에서나 마스햄바데 하종 쇼쇼스 마스햄바데 하종 쇼쇼 존세 자중기 쳔하발라오 롱테기 민두스 대공 추종 때도 있나요 토히 땅도 마시나 가스네 텐데지 티네 그런 롱히 자래 텐데 텐데게 토네다 최대 롱게 토레나요 하종기 담다 여와 세버 차고 오래 아니 롱하마 노로라 어느 정도 좀 초기 도지드 땡코롱지 손베 거서 있나요 고나 건점 배노네 전전 노로라 배바든데 해래 이나요 코돌라다 냐단 라민 하조 돈에 저런저 파 말로나 녀체 제긴 있으네 휴 챔버스네 텐데게 담다다 내휴 때네 아니 코도 파 뭐지 로그야 중어래 예전 그 돈이 자신 놀러래나요 왠지 세보시고 그래 단다 아리스 용 서베 시실 예공 그 돈에 자신 최대로 돌아 년도지 때래 대 놀러라 자나데 아니 최대로 그 돌아 최 도시기 자급 텔에 야야 야바도 마데 따라 배노다분 참바이나 자치 최제기 랭긴 담이 빼네 나르테 통그 도스네 세보시네 텐덴시에 근데 간다 배노로라 로미 토농 내동이나요 니레긴도 도론도게요바 아니 다가 노진게 최대로 게 토네나요 니레긴도 도론도게요바 단내지 대도 토네 배노게 네지 자식이 토네 겐지 셔당 토네 세보 차기도 와 대지레 다가 노진게 배노로라 아니 코리고 또히게 내동이나 슈체로 로데 차고래 녀처럼 자가 놀로라다 밤마 버티라 얄노 좀보 많이 온거래 얄노 좀보 됐다 뇨네 추니 추 도모 차야 매죠 근데 돈에 딱 거저 자가르기 내 미나데도 돈에 자나게 다 배노로라 추라 담이 줘야 코리올림 바조시야 근데 그 짱기 돈에 양노 좀보데 추 도마 차야 매죠 그녀지 차리스는 거저 텐덴시야 대노 인게다 로파 네베기 시지지 아니 자리 모보지다 배노로라 야네베셔야 내가 너희한테 네베셔야 톱대로 히라 조고래 해만은 나 고르몬을 하자바도 나도를 짱람 조고래 단 핀도네 공보진을 하자바도를 짱람 싸바줘야 거저 레차르팅이래 근데 인데 곧 네보셔야라 레 하루 또 돼야 네 배노기 때가 온된 셔야도 네지 신나도 되도마 원된 셔야 톱대로 또야기 근데 그 자나기 수지되다 니래긴도 도론도기 와데 세보차기도 내가 나기 깨이기 돌레나야 아니 그 수지 신네 간다 배기 깨이데도 배셔셔야나 아니 근데기 법전 야야 때도 니래긴도 던지셔네 간다 자추로 동야기 네즈데 차도도 근데 저도 당가도 배노기 뭐 네즈 차기도 아니 나론도 때도 제 센노 야비 토네 아니 나론도 단다 건도 희바나기래 아니 공사 성경 전부 초기 세메시위 토트의 토네 당가도 벽인 토트에서야 돼 덴바여와 존생여와 세메시위 토트에 맞는데 그 토네 남대 세고 효지 나야 되는 아론 좀 뭐네요 내가 나기게 내셔 셰토비아 생교도 뽑아 찬송하지 고야 돼 개천보 차고 오래 근데 나와이나 토트에 될라 존재 챙겨야와 세버래 근데 내가 나긴 게 마텔 로다 킹게 미리 나비 톱제 토라 tumde tenere anen gendi jig tone jaga ronzengi topje tola yu tumde tenere daga na yenge nesen mandela choge ya topje ge tola tumde tenere teno yin aron zong ne khon mal da mi be tene mang ba topje ge tola tumde tenegi ngaron zo rewa da na jaja jayore teno nga zo tin nam yo senkyu shebi tone ane deje she topge de ke chambo chagido daga no yin tere nga zo de 냠들 자초기 냠담 차디 냠들 자초기 토네 실로 계동고자 나도 나고리 다 노진 게 실로 계동고자 두줄이지 실로 계동고자 두줄이nga 근데 또 냠들 자초 놀러라 배된 그 토라 제제 텐섬 좀 야투여래 텐데 드린 냠들 자초기 토네 나요 제제도 요송 라더 셰투야지다 하버도 네 배노 그 녀지 또히 셰라 아네 고 롱진지 데텐데 토네 tohi shaya da ane jana yungla rate shetu goyagi ane ngetini ki beki te shwayi daga na yingi jana yungi tole na ya Tashilo Chidon, Goja, Yipuni, Gotune, Tandi Pardo, Tapenola, Trezo, decision, Montine, Sindegore. And I was not got the Shonga Chamon Chodon, permit Jinzo Gitone, till Lonsho, this Seva Hore. She said, no, say, tell her, Jamdi Kaya Yomare. Then the Kandang Anzo, Jabe Miris, Logic Tole, Deva Yova, Habar do Chusho Gitone, Deva Chamber Yova, Tendegi, Mazo Logino, Sevo, Good. Tendegi Tone, Takanda, Tende, Jabe Miri, Nico Santam Kedere, then the Conipeng Tone, Mazo Umi Lamsegi, Goji Churches Yevore, in a Jana Young Tone, Kadar was in a Tanda in a young, Munzin, Nane, Neku Tegore. Then the 30 ring Tone, one egg Jana Yungi, Shergi Shene, and a Pejan Demol Hazo Yona Tida, Howard the Snow, Concession Chamochogi, Goji to Viela, Beten, Mutin and Down Gudus and Teki Huye, and the Gano Yengi, Tangaronzo Peris, Deco, Logic Tole in under, Ryung Tole in under, Papa Shayi begin Miri Chadere, then the Nazon Topse de Tishanako, Tize Miri Nolola on Topse Tunje, Top Cigarette. Tishana Lot Janta in a go cigarette. Then the Naronsogi Topse de Nipa Manyo Tone, Tenum Tamzi, Dota Tidi Tone, Deshe Shetuagi, Tamjan Damasuna Sarva Yani, Mazun Deshe Shetuagi, Ketchambori, then the ring of the Mova Hiwadin Zamsha, then the Teti Becky Huani, and it Tagano Yengi, Tangaronso, Peden Jabsher Shenke, and it to Jakara Yuri, the Ari Yuri, Europe, Tendegi Tone, one egg tone Adula Peden Tola, Chopsy Tola in a Jabsher Shegori, Tinjur Tola in a Jabsher Shegori, then the Trig Kokum Digine, Tinjur Joshua Long and Tomalaya, and the Kokum Digine to the chest Huani, and it Tagano Yengi. Terinde so Tashon Ari City Pema Chanze Sonare, and the Tagano Yinge, City Town near it, and the Kony to Tungan Yen, and another Perin Toba Kagi, Gen Kuriton and Azote Nyam Logiron Yidembigi, Pedin Dosen Yam Shetuade, one egg that Pobak Demba Chas on Tayin, the Tomalaya, Kokom Digine, to the chest Huatida, and then Tiring Eye on the Pema Sindilhanzogi, so the Mitone. Get down and wins with 10 number 2, get the Kashi here, the Pemasigi, Sachimbo, the Coco Zombo Tigi, the Tendegtone, and then the Tomalola to the chest here. Tade, a national Constitution Chamacho, got the Kajar Tenji, 2 years in Drubat Town, and then that started the Yizan Yamzon Yala, and then Tommy Mendin or just here to the chair.
And Australia to change you. DJ Yapandesi Kyawa, lost a single large or Nicholas thank you.
Thank you, Speaker of the House, Kembu Sunam Dembela. Next person I would like to introduce, and who needs no further introduction. It's my honor to welcome President of the Tibetan Central Administration, Dr. Lobga Rangzen.
KT Chungtas the Chezinda. Tagalo! Tagalo! Pegalo! Pegalo! 양조신다 Pegalo! 나 시절에서 원했으나 범위 딕수 시경체 우멜람 랑조레데 단남아 삼아 도슈체 야달랑체 야다들 하방 투투투 키운데 할라 나는 순우그 뒤에서 땡에 서로 지었을라래 믹세 땡 야다 두슬라베 갑라 하고 도스키운데 할라 오늘 하초종 송막이 시그도 삼삼서라지 케사 맞대 뉴욕 뉴저시 미만네 노벨 시드생다 콘스티튜션 피베기 제고 송진 셰베 갑라 뉴욕라 강 당부 밥샤 디윈도가 강디 먼저 배 강신 종스고 봐 디윈도 하라 that's no land 스고 봐 디윈도 사 배니 강디데 뉴욕을 페샤스 배체 아니 나들 랭 달랭 하르당고 왔으나 교보 강디 캐란솔로 조르스와스 다 교보 캐란솔 배라 로스와스 제세 템데 사무시다 딕수 삼삼세 다야 다라 어제 미동라 뭐 좀그 여덟 갑라 냠제 계속 좀그 여덟 갑라 양하 주교 소막이 남시디 짱마체 니마 차팅팅체 학바가 당시스 있다 용도 할라 다케나스 링구 빼고 갑라 김베 가쇼라스 곰제 가쇼라스 나서 벽이 가다라 이네 하바다 시다 벳 거를 벽 가다 거를 하고 이거 용도 와 this is a lumda 다 용도 왔다 제 라주교 소막 텐데라 벽 잘로스 나서 베다 다원나시 제체 텐데라 벽 잘로스 텐데 용사를 섬 소와 중스레벨라 예사만 냠들 계속 들라 넘버 10에 톤에 점띵띵 제 예미 중섭 들 창마 당고 섬고 와서 레벨라 소와시에 예미 중섭 들 때야 인사래 가르뜨네 되나로나 지슈야인데 숙세스 되나나 이내야 침디 톤에 10에 톤에 체동된 같은 뜬고 왔다 로라 첨부지 빼고 예스 내 유로치 세베갑라 아니 가소르 총수라 가법 총수 간스나 다 초다 가망부치네 미동다 망부 좀대여래 아디 선임을 공거래 남시 당부 인도 갈라 먼저 배배 인스 차다 류가서 배배 인스고 알아봐 이 남시 당부 인에 배배가 차지 차고여서 제시 다리 서다 지구였어 고나서 고리 생에서 오게 남서 멈추 패샤 믹스에 고진낭에 지드나버니레 지드 소박이 genkun낭에레 믹스에 당랑낭에 창말라 토망이 가샤 첩체체 닝 타반에 섬지유스 남주유스 시슈이 다게 측가시 시기 이지게 슈션 딕서로 같은데 시세 도단라 벤데 속속이 까낭섭에 슈굴라 가샤 게 가르스나 다가라 인도 다가라 켈리기 제시 도고고 그래서 벤데 소도 소샤워텔라 차자 자세 자도 쭈무투여스 제 로발라 되게 칙칙이 아니 인지디슈나섬스 Why are we here today in front of the United Nations? Because in the last 6 decades Tibetans have suffered. Tibet is under occupation and Tibetans are saying it's unacceptable. Tibetans are suffering and they're saying it's unbearable. That's why they're burning themselves. Not just 1, not just 10, not just 100, 150 Tibetans have burned themselves. With a cry, saying we want our basic freedom. With a cry that we want to see the return of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, to Tibet. That's why we are here today. To tell United Nations and the international community the tragedy of Tibet has been going on for 60 years. And next year marks the 70th anniversary of Human Rights Declaration. Where is our human rights? Where is our basic freedom? Are we not human as any other human being in America or around the world? Yes or no? Do we deserve our rights? Do we deserve our dignity? The United Nations preamble says, United Nations was established to protect dignity and rights of the people. And we, the Tibetan people, are also a same human being and same people as 7 billion people in this world. So we have a message for United Nations. Freedom House comes up with a report every year. 2 years ago, they listed Syria as the least free country in the world and Tibet as the second least free country in the world. We all read about Syria on a daily basis. How many of you have read or heard about Tibet in the news? Do we deserve to have coverage of tragedy unfolding in the news media or not? How come Syria is covered every day and how come Tibet is not covered even once a month or once a year? Reporters Without Borders says, based on interviews of journalists in Beijing, that it's more difficult to get access for journalists to go to Tibet than North Korea. Do we read about North Korea on a daily basis? Yes or no? Yes. How many of the people in the world know that it's more difficult to get access to go to Tibet? And in broad daylight, Larungar Monastery of 12,000 monks and nuns was demolished from last August to this August. And from 12,000 monks and nuns, it was reduced to 5,000 monks and nuns. 7,000 monks and nuns were expelled, never to come back, never to practice religion in Larungar. Is that justice? Is that justice or not? There is no justice. Yes or no? As we speak, Yashingar, with 6,000 nuns, is being demolished. And it's being reduced to 3,000 or 4,000 nuns. In Larungar, 3 nuns committed suicide. In Yashingar, as we speak, is being demolished. That's why we are here in front of the United Nations and to tell the international community, 60 years is too long. Demolition of Larungar is unacceptable. Demolition of Yashingar as it's taking place is unbearable. We want the United Nations and the international community to know the tragedy of Tibet is real, sufferings of Tibetans is real. That's why there is a saying that you may choose to look the other way, but you can never say again that you did not know. Let me repeat this. You may choose to look the other way, but you can never say again that you did not know. That is why we are here today to tell the United Nations and the international community that you may choose to look the other way about the tragedy in Tibet, the sufferings of the Tibetan people. But we are here today to remind you, you can never say that you did not know, because we are here telling you with these coffins that 150 Tibetans have committed self-immolation. The environmental destruction is going on. Economic marginalization is going on. Social discrimination is going on. Cultural assimilation is going on. Political repression is going on in Tibet. That we want to make it loud and clear. Yes or no? Yes. So United Nations and international community, you may choose to look the other way, but you can never say that you did not know. Because we are telling you today, and we will tell you again and again, till the issue of Tibet is resolved peacefully. Having said that, issue of Tibet is not about 6 million Tibetans alone. It's about you, the United Nations. It's about you, the international community. Because Tibet is vital as far as environment is concerned. Tibet is the water tower of Asia. 10 major rivers of Asia flow from Tibet. Indus, Satluj, Brahmaputra, Mekong, Salween, Irrawaddy, Yangtze, Yellow River, all these major rivers flow from Tibet. 1.4 billion people in Asia are dependent on rivers flowing from Tibet. Hence, Tibet is not an issue of 6 million Tibetans alone. It is an issue of 1.4 billion people in Asia. Tibet is the water tower of Asia. Tibet is also called the third pole because after Antarctica and Arctic, Tibet has the third highest reserve of ice. A scientist in University of California says, if you want to understand global warming, if you want to understand climate change, you have to understand the Tibetan plateau. And a scientist in Quebec has said, whether in Canada is cold or not in winter is dependent on the climate of Tibet. Because the jet stream over Tibet affects the climate all the way to Latin America and North America. So today, do we feel the chill? A little bit. Is the chill coming from the mountains of Tibet? And Tibet is not just an issue of 6 million Tibetans. There are many countries who are negotiating a free trade deal with China. You must have free trade deal with China, of course, but you should not give free pass on human rights. Because when you do a trade with Tibet, trade with China, you are also doing trade about the minerals of Tibet. You know why Chinese phones are so cheap? Do you know why? Because 80% of lithium comes from Tibet in China. And lithium is used to make batteries in cell phones. Why is it so cheap? Because the Chinese companies, they extract lithium from the Tibetan mountains. They poison our land, they poison our air, they poison our water. They don't pay us anything for our lithium. They put it in their cell phone and sell it to the whole world very cheaply and say Chinese products are cheap. Obviously, because you didn't pay us. So each time you use a Chinese phone, you should know you are talking because you are using Tibetan lithium. So you're as guilty as the Chinese company and the Chinese government. Similarly, they're so unfair, this world is unfair because we are here to remind the international community. You know, everybody knows panda. Chinese government use panda diplomacy. They give one panda, there's a front page news saying Chinese government is donating us panda. But they don't know the panda is a Tibetan bear. Because it's lovely, cuddly and friendly because it's a Tibetan bear. Everybody thinks panda is Chinese bear. It's not. Yes or no? No. Is panda ours? Yes. That's why it's lovely, friendly and cuddly, right? Chinese animal is dragon. It breathes fire. And we have felt the wrath of that fire for 60 years. Yes or no? Yes. So hence Tibet is not just an issue of 6 million Tibetans. It's the issue of the whole world. What we stand for. We, the Tibetans, are good guys. Yes or no? Yes. We stand for non-violence, we stand for ahimsa, we stand for dialogue, we stand for negotiation, we stand for human rights, we stand for democracy, we stand for justice. Are these principles and values enshrined in the preamble of United Nations or not? Are these principles and values enshrined in all the constitutions, including the Constitution of America or not? We are simply saying what is in your constitution should be implemented, should be given to us as well. Now, the choice before the world is that with Tibet is the litmus test. If you don't support us, we say it's okay. Why? Because we will continue our fight non-violently and peacefully. If you don't support us, the United Nations and the international community, what you're not supporting is, you're not supporting non-violence, you're not supporting ahimsa, you're not supporting freedom, you're not supporting justice, you're not supporting human rights, you're not supporting democracy. You don't support Tibet and Tibetan people, and you cannot turn around and say, we are for democracy. If you are for democracy and human rights, what about our human rights? What about our democracy? Yes or no? Yes. If you don't support us, you are not supporting democracy and human rights. So whether you support us or not is your choice. It reflects you more than us. Hence, Tibet issue is not simply about 6 million Tibetans. It's about you, where you stand. If you don't support non-violence, then you are supporting violence. If you're not supporting justice, you're supporting injustice. If you're not supporting human rights, you are supporting violation of human rights. If you're not supporting environmental rights of the Tibetan people, you are supporting the destruction of environment of the world. Because there are people around the world, there are conflict areas, there are many conflicts around the world. They all are looking. The Tibetan model, the non-violent model, the good model, led by His Holiness Dalai Lama. And we are ignored. because Tibet is least free after Syria. Tibet is more restricted than North Korea. The international community, all these conflict areas are looking. Is the international community supporting the Tibetan model, the good model, or not? If you ignore us, what you are telling the other conflict areas is maybe the other model is better. The violent model is better. That's why they pick up guns. That's why there's more violence. It's a fact. Since 9/11, there are more violence. There are more terrorist acts than pre-9/11, not pre-9/11. Why? Because you don't support us. The non-violent model, the good model, then obviously you're encouraging the violent model, the terrorist militant model. That's the choice the international community has. So I hope today from New York, the city never sleeps. We are sending a message loud and clear to the United Nations and to Beijing. Tibetans have been standing for 60 years. Tibetans in Tibet are not giving up their rights for 60 years. We will continue to fight for another 60 years if need be. Yes? Hence, our brothers and sisters in Tibet will hear loud and clear. In exile, we are small in number, but we are loud. We are passionate. We are committed. We are determined. We have the rugged mountain spirit to continue our freedom struggle as long as it takes. Now, let me end by looking at the picture of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, our most revered leader. Because today is also, I was told I have to finish early. Now I'm told I can speak as long as I can. I think you all are warmed up. That's why I think but anyway, I'll continue. As far as His Holiness Dalai Lama is concerned, today is also the day when His Holiness the Dalai Lama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, I met the Secretary General of the Nobel Peace Committee in Oslo 3 years ago. And he said that year His Holiness the Dalai Lama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, he was beginning his job as the Secretary General of the Nobel Peace Committee. And he looked at His Holiness Dalai Lama and thought, oh, look at this funny dress. He was wearing monk's robe. And His Holiness English was not so good. And he's from this exotic place called Tibet. And in his mind, he worried a bit. He thought maybe like His Holiness will be like some of the other Nobel Peace laureates who will accept the prize and disappear within a year. But for 20 years he observed, year by year, His Holiness the Dalai Lama becomes more and more popular. Year by year, he fills the auditorium from 1,000 to 2,000 to 20,000 to 50,000 to 100,000. Year by year, he becomes more and more popular to the extent, according to some surveys, he is more popular than the president of a country. He is more popular than the king and queens of the countries. And he has received 150 or so awards around the world. He has written or co-authored 100 books or more. He has traveled to 50 or so countries. And I also had the privilege of having meeting of many Nobel laureates. And Jody Williams and all. And I talked to them. They said, do you know, Lobsang? Among the Nobel Peace Laureates, we have Nobel laureates. We have stars among Nobel laureates. So they have Nobel Peace Laureates. They have stars among Nobel Peace Laureates. But there is only one superstar. And he is His Holiness, the great 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet. You know, he was enthroned at the age of 5. He was born in a small village, Namdo. He was picked, recognized as the reincarnation of 14th Dalai Lama. At the age of 16, when the Tibetan elders faced the biggest challenge of Tibet, potential occupation of Tibet by the Red Army, they took the 16-year-old boy and told him, you take over. Now you handle the future of Tibet and Tibetan people. And 16-year-old boy said, I will do my best. At the age of 23, we lost our country. And His Holiness Dalai Lama and 80,000 Tibetans, which includes our parents and grandparents, they had to flee to India with nothing, with sun, with the sky, and the land as our friend, and nothing. But we came to exile. His Holiness had a vision of re-establishing ourselves. You know, first thing he did, because I have some time, I'll stress this a little bit. You know, Tibet is under occupation. Tibetans are repressed. That way, China has succeeded to some extent. In that sense, we have lost the first round. We are still challenging, but we have won the second round. Tibetan people are not that easy, not that simple. We are very hardworking, resilient, and we have won the second round. Do you know that? Let me tell you why. Mao Zedong taught, Deng Xiaoping taught, Zhou Enlai taught, to get rid of Tibet is to get rid or uproot their civilization, the Buddhist civilization. Hence they sent Chinese army and destroyed 98% of our monasteries and nunneries. Destroyed. 99.9% of monks and nuns were disrobed. And Mao Zedong looked at Tibet and said, we won. There are no monasteries, there are no monks, there are no nuns. Tibetan civilization is gone. Tibetan culture is gone. Tibetan identity is gone. Look at them. They all are wearing Mao suit. They look like us. We won. And His Holiness Dalai Lama said, not so fast. I have a plan A. I have plan B. I have plan C. I have plan D. I have plan E. And I have plan F. Normally we say, what is your plan B? But he said, I have plan F also. Plan A, to rebuild the major monasteries destroyed in Tibet in exile. Brick by brick, stone by stone, we rebuilt all the major monasteries in exile. Plan B was to revive Buddhism in the Himalayan belt, from Sikkim to Ladakh to Bhutan to Nepal to Arunachal. If you go now, Buddhist monasteries are back, Buddhist culture is back, Buddhism is back in the Himalayan region. Plan C was to build or establish dharma centers around the world, from New York to Washington, D.C., to Seattle, to Brussels, to Tokyo. There are so many dharma centers now. Why? Plan was the exiled Tibetans will take back Buddhism to Tibet. The Himalayan belt, our brothers and sisters of Himalayas, will cross the mountain and revive Buddhism back in Tibet. And plan C was from all these dharma centers, all our Rinpoches and Geshe-las will take their Western followers, Inji followers, they take US airlines or European airlines and fly to Beijing, to Lhasa, and revive Buddhism in Tibet. After 60 years, the plan D has succeeded. Buddhism is back in Tibet. That's why we have Larungar Monastery with 12,000 monks and nuns. That's why we have Yashingar Monastery, nunnery with 6,000 nuns. So Buddhism is revived in Tibet, in private space. Tibetans work so hard, diligently, resiliently, and we have revived Buddhism in Tibet. Yes or no? Yes. Now plan E. China the communist country, the Communist Party which still rules, is the largest Buddhist country in the world with 300 to 400 million Buddhists in China. So not only His Holiness Dalai Lama has succeeded in Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, and Plan E. And Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping and Zhou Enlai are looking at Tibet and saying, what the hell happened? I destroyed everything in Tibet. It's back. Now Buddhism is back in China also. There are more Buddhists, 300 million Buddhists, than 82 million Communist Party members. That is why the Chinese leaders are scared of His Holiness Dalai Lama, because if he is to return to China, he will have more members, 300 million to 82 million Communist Party members. See, His Holiness' vision has worked. Tibetans have worked so hard with him, and we have revived Buddhism in exile back in Tibet, whole of Himalayan belt, and throughout the world, including in China. So we have won the second round. Tibetan people are not that easy. And we are standing here today to send a message to China, to the Chinese government. We will win the third round, the final round. Why? Number 3 is auspicious in Tibetan Buddhism. We always make 3 rounds of monastery. Yes or no? We always recite mantra 3 times. Yes or no? We are used to number 3. Number 3 favors us. And we want to do it peacefully, non-violently, following ahimsa. Here, I want to mention Mahatma Gandhi, because we all are followers of Mahatma Gandhi. His Holiness Dalai Lama is also a follower of Mahatma Gandhi. And as I mentioned, His Holiness Dalai Lama was given or awarded Nobel Peace Prize. If you look at other Nobel Peace laureates, Nelson Mandela, he spent 27 years in prison, 8 years in solitary confinement, and obituaries were written about him. Nelson Mandela, you are a good man, but you are in prison for 27 years. Forget about restoring democracy and freedom for South Africa. You cannot restore your own freedom. They said, end of history. You will not succeed. But after 27 years, Nelson Mandela got his freedom, restored democracy in South Africa. He walked the streets of South Africa. He walked the streets around the world. Yes or no? So Nobel laureate Nelson Mandela succeeded. And Martin Luther King, he succeeded in restoring basic freedom and civil rights for African American people, to the extent that America elected the first African American president, Barack Obama. And his famous speech, he says, I have a dream. Then he says, when we climb the mountaintop, I see America of equality. When I heard that speech, when we climb the mountaintop, I said, that's very easy. We are Tibetans, we are people of mountains. We climb mountain all the time. All you need to do is climb mountain. We will do it. And he succeeded. Betty Williams of Northern Ireland also succeeded. You know, if you study the conflicts in Northern Ireland, it was seemingly intractable, because same people of same faith, Christians, Protestants, Catholics, killing each other. And when you looked at it, they said it's impossible. You can't have solution. But again, finally, they signed Good Friday Agreement, and peace was restored in Northern Ireland. A friend of mine, I can say, with due respect, Ramos Horta of East Timor, another Nobel Peace Laureate. I remember meeting him, and he said, Tibetan brothers and sisters should not give up hope, because let me tell you a story. He got an invitation from somewhere in Midwest America. He changed 3 flights to go there. One person came to receive him at the airport, and he drove him to a cafeteria. There were 6 people waiting to listen to him and saying, tell us about East Timor. Only 6 people. Hey, We have few thousands here today, right? Our situation a little better than him. Ramos Horta succeeded in restoring independence of East Timor. Another Nobel Peace Laureate. And I also met the Nobel laureate Lech Walesa, former president of Poland. And he said the chancellor and the foreign minister of West Germany visited him. And then the foreign minister of West Germany asked him, what do you make of all the students and the youth surrounding Berlin Wall? And he told them, Berlin Wall is coming down, be prepared. You know, what did the foreign minister, then foreign minister of West Germany told him? He said, oh, I would like to see that kind of a problem, but it's not going to happen in my lifetime. 2 weeks later, Berlin Wall came down. Soviet Union collapsed. All these things happen right in front of us, yes or no? Yes. So when someone tells you are Tibetans, you have no chance, you should say, yes, we have a chance because we have restored Buddhism in Tibet. We have restored Buddhism around the world. We will restore our basic freedom. Like other Nobel Peace Laureates, our superstar Nobel Peace Laureate, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, also deserved to go home, go back to Tibet and be with 6 million Tibetans. And I hope today will be the day, will be the catalyst where Tibetans around the world will unite as one Tibetan, unite as one people, and fight for our right. Because Tibetans, we should know, unity of Tibetan people is a must. Because why? We have one leader, we have one Tibet. We have one Tibetan people. We have one National Uprising Day. That's 10th March. We have one Losar. Hence, we must have one Tibetan people, and we must unite and fight for what is ours. Time has come. We should not look at ourselves from regional point of view or sectarian point of view, or say Sanjo and Ningjo and West Tibetans and Western Tibetans, Jaga or Penang Tibet or outside Tibet. We are one. Pevachik, Pechik, Mirichik, Jakobchik, Saduchik, Utichik. Rebe Marebe. Dr. Chikti. Saduchik. So if you all unite and march forward, as you all will be marching from here to the Chinese embassy or Chinese consulate, remind yourself of what's happening in Tibet. 150 Tibetans who have committed self-immolation, and all those Tibetans who are in prison still suffering. Remember their pain, feel their suffering, and commit yourself, recommit yourself for the cause. I think even the God of Wind is agreeing with me, and it blew my phone and the paper as well. So let me end by saying that, like other Nobel Peace Laureates, day of our Nobel Peace Laureate, His Holiness the Dalai Lama will surely come. Like other movements, peaceful movements who succeeded, our day will surely come. And we have to make it sooner than later. With unity, with the rugged mountain spirit, under the leadership of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we will succeed sooner than later. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and long live Tibet. Thank you.
New York and New Jersey, President of Toto, no string line, Nicholas.
Thank you, President of the Tibetan Administration of. Well, we'd like to call up on the stage the President of the Tibetan Administration of New York, New Jersey, Nobula, for the closing remarks.
the 3D and Zamning Geji Domi top down Nimoda, Chino Kosikamgu Chimbuchola, Zamning Nanyenda Chishugi, Nove Shiven Singdagi, Nimo Dan Taptunche, and Chan Arigi, Shigetu Lugi to Scotina. Achidan di Legudi, Pande Kashangone, Chilonido Chiptindi, and the Perky Legu Nimojins, Legu Logins to Serana, de la Shishache, Tanyama Lo, you don't chidu, Colorado Chan Arigi, Tojin Galatin, Keche, and Terigi Legu dos Monzo when the Codina, and Chidan Legu in the Codina, Tony, the Japon La, and Mimabuchi to the Mabushi Stare, at the day the Gudum Tony. And the Gabjon Tola, and the Susu Kulekendo, the Zungi, number Same Tolama, Tuchi Shwedi, and yet the Lezen to Chat, the Bankovish numbers of my yes and Shui. And Chita and the near Pontu Shivan Shingi, and Tirigi Legudi, Gan Cheshing Yungedi, and Pande Kasha, Lucha, the day you do, in your Kashagi, and Pande Soto, Pande, Sigo Tebe, and the color number Tramala, Tuchi Shweda, Danashi. And Chari talking of pinging, Puritan Tobegi, and Tumongi, Trojatella Pavindi, I got the Jergi, and a Puritan Tobegi, and a Sojan Ping at Tama Pushi. The name Trigi Legu, the count against the Chari, Nanola Yogi, and Madanzogi, Chari, Chidu, Konamanidan, and Digala, Mazumani, Trondogi, Puritan Tomato, Sarah, Puritan Tomato. Many story get purchased of Toto and Danashi. Wando Canada, and New York, New Jersey, purchased of Toto, Kundome, and purchased of Toto Lada, and Pochi number ni, and Danashi, Chanarigi, who the pension wineta, Urim Tola, Captain Mosna, the and did some Malatuji Shui. Then it also should be Legut in the pay with Urim Nalola. 다 개인주의적인 미만 가슴 염수는 것도 네 개심부차 되래. 이제 아니 산에서도 네 소속이 아니 민보를 집에 아니 벤조기 평균 먹으시나요래. 그래서 타마 투지 쉬어다. 다나시 디리기 아니 레구다 제베 토니 미만 먹으시 소속 레벨 땅제 남주다. 아니 모두 조선 차단 땅제 초다간에 미만 먹으시 패도 이제 레구 도중에 닝타만 투지 쉬어이. Samacha will double situation. Dana think that he called the Shuan thinking, Leguti Grim Nalola, Gage Pedro Leungi, International Campaign for Tibet, Leung, Mazo, La Jija, Poti Shuere, Ija Kudi Shuere, Dina La Tamshan, Poti Shuere, Didu, Grim Nalola, Gage Pedro Leung, Ram Shuna, so the Tuche Shuere. Dini, the Legu in the Pevakala, the Legu. Chota Kali Gabjo, Ragu, the Himbana was to Ma Dinjan Ma Pache, and then Mugay Mazota, round level la Kulekum and this Sunday South of Mimancha Dere, Tiri, numbers of the do the Stivana, and it was Pernola, and then Rangi Meseta, Gajipo, Gather Tutu Rajeki, Kubu, Kopin Chana, the Koran with the Tuesday Mangush Stanche, the Kang on the Sunday, Shunu, Nima Mambakale Gache, Koran when they bet. Gonda Chibo showing more than they did Corina, so today we do. I want to stand in Ning Tama to show you. Danashi, that three numbers out and the Dela Mandogi, Sojada, and Ningo Susan, so Chadan could shoot the D. Yamlola and the Sane, Pime Sopada, and Uzan Chicken when it was Coranzo when it was Corinare, the Ning Tama to show you. And Chidangi, Codina Sugar, Manzogi, they don't in the paper color. Sozola and Sojada Shiva Marana di Tushon Muzimato Mana Shugu, Legu Tony, Chokje Marawada, Dinja Tata Majawada, you know when to show it. In the numbers on the Soja Shiva Marana, but to show you that when the town in Mashuri Shui. Dini, Tana was the Sanela, Dom Chishika, Sunday domain when it Dinja of famous Pitapo. Yorum should is the one shooting 1 year on the shooting up to a Koran to the Tache. Tarashuganamchi did Tamaki to the Tache. And when the Kodi famous Yabunando, in the Tushi, the name was New York Nalola, that's what we do Mambuere, to look at Tama Yamu to the Nubapunche, Benjo, Dudu, Jenare, country, no should use on the Japanare, the Hanashi, Rudy in Banado, Rudy, Sicilia, them, but tell them don't pay the kids which are delayed, so what you call Tamadu, and the Yamsu, and the Tushi. The name, Matoko, they would in the paper color, Tarik, the Dusan, the Chico, 먼저 뉴욕라 Tibetan Nurse Association 맨날 한도 그런 종원에 자작이 맨족이 돌아 가리 오나 고도 처리 교수 그런 처리 요래 이제 맨날 한도라 닝타마 두지슈이 이니 당만도 계산도 노벨 시외 진다래 강대 아무도 반대 시켜다 주디 소도 페데레 딘제가나 아니 숨자래 주도라 만동원에 당나 그런도 니마 숨시 내가 공부시제 수수 모자당 주도당 내가 공부시제 차상을 쏟는데 니네 당나 정말 닝타마 두지슈이 이니 다 뉴욕라 만도기 깨가 주지 더 왕게라 뱀보 왕게라 그런 모자디 거디나 야마 땅제 다른 쇼게 주두번 지제 모자 쿠라랑이 빼샤 메베 돈에 쫙 야마 땅제 구분 삼아 되는 시에도 성도 되는 튕기나 대도 주시오이 이니 내 거디나 쇼게 땅도 내가 dinner 빼가라 수송원에 누가 그래 되는데 니 누가 되는데 계시머리 이 쇼게 dinner 된 완도 된다 와사비 중앙원에 다른 쇼인데 저도 어제 미만한 저도 당겨서 드려야 뭐 그런 거 같다 뱀보 왕게다 와사비 중앙게 아쇼라닝 타고 주시오이 그래서 당에 넘버 처음으로 그게 돈을 막 투지 차량도 주에서 말도 이번에 디나로라 체류침바다 아니 먼저 고지 소중원에 가을 여기 근데 주조침바 침바이나 디사마라 아니 먼저 고지 소중원에 수제슈에 아니 샴들랑에 다 된다 인지 돈이 지칭이 슈바이나 we extend our hearty thanks and appreciation deep from our heart to the true support for joining and speaking for today's event. Please join us to thank Professor Raj Mohan Gandhi and Teng Gong Chen. As always, we would like to thank the members of New York Police Department. We will never forget for showing us their professionalism in securing us the full security. Thank you, the members of New York Police Department. Today, these troops are Ningu Shalache, Shalachin Niba, Demission Zalpa, Rudik Pere, Rudik to the second level pay, the Keshmuchadu, the name of the second avenue that the grandson Yapu Kalamima, Sama Tuchilama, Kache, or the Jorombichi, Kuba, Yore, and Danashi Nove, Shivesinda, and the Shinger Kache, and Geji Paul, the Lamantuki Tachi, Kuzitonia, Mima Sama Tuchilamia, Chat in the Lucia, here, Rudik to Tommy, Tat, the Bashnaru, the Depaka, that coming night, the Shache, in more than the regular compassion, and number some Dutula, Japan, Shui, and Tadun the Latino Puticam Chimbo Chop, who's the Shebeke get them but want to pick it under the news of a million year. Hey, Gallo! Hey, Gallo! Hey, Gallo!
Thank you, Nubla. Is everyone warmed up now?
Yes.
I can hear you. Great. Well, Martin Luther King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Justice it will. But united we must stand. Everybody needs to stand united. And let the United Nations and the Chinese consulate know we all have a dragon in us. Let the sleeping dragon sleep. Today, we march as a panda peacefully. If when the time comes, we may have to wake up the dragon. So, in conclusion, I just want to go through the few the slogan that we're going to do today. When I say support for peace, everybody, I want you to say support Tibet. Support peace. Support Tibet. Support peace. Support Tibet. Support human rights. Support human rights. Support non-violence. Support non-violence. Support negotiation. Support negotiation. Long live. Long live. Her yellow.
토치나 쉐이 노스일라라니 토치나 쉐이 다음에 참라 토치나 다음에 시다 드링어서 제오데도 쉐 주주도 쉐 아니 더 차수 정보 체가 거리야 드링어서 데레파 컴퓨터에 그게 기비슈다들다 줘야지. 먼저 베르치라데 베치 미유치 다랑 강야샤르나 다나시 콘트리아 참발라기 베르디 마슈브리 다나시 예게 동메장기 베르디 마슈기 아니 처음에 킹으로 support Tibet 남자 수고나 support peace louder 먼저 그들레서 사자들과 United Nations 그들레데요레 support peace louder support Tibet 딩마데 베르디 슈크체스 거죠 먼저 내 계획을 걸려와 시키지 시간에 제일 말와 지리 베르디 슈크체스다 되리 양결 support peace support human rights support non-violence support negotiation support peace support human rights support non-violence support negotiation support peace support human rights support non-violence support negotiation. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go towards Chinese consulate at 1:30. Short break. Thank you.
No. Sola. Okay, sola.
Lab do dona. Charlie. Aje, di jolo. Chena. Jolo mi khaje ko. Ichigita. Ranti chigita. Ichigita. Take a selfie, yeah. Yeah. Just it. Oh yeah, pass here. Yeah. Just here. Yeah. Forget. Sure. That's it. Yeah. Okay. I can't come. Yeah.
Only for a couple of seconds, please. Now it's only for 2 seconds, 2 seconds, please. How many people are here?
Nossa, como? Yo lo sé que tomar. 이제 라 라라서 셔라 치고지 않다 오 세모발 해제 다 샤기도 다 데리 셔라 쳐와네 때즈고는 타요고 때즈고는 요죠 랭기 고츠와 다네 비터 타요 예 야야 La. Are you live streaming? Yeah. Good. Oh, that manjo peba liya jojo lo yeshi sarong liya sal peden to liya lega le denge ane jojo che denge ga na aja jire se shue indo onsuda ah ah